Okay, what we have here is 5 new strings. This is for Namisoon. The 221 string. These are Namisoon bows here. That's real deal bamboo. And that's just a fiberglass one. I'm thinking about actually selling those and putting them together, so that can be the one you can bang around, that can be the one you sort of spend more time protecting. Right, and this here is utilised to place the nakajikake, which is these are some old strings here. This is the nakajikake. When they put that on, I think they get a little bit of bonding or something, and then they wrap this around, and then they get a block of wood and they move the block of wood. That's this. So I've seen them do it when the master do it, and wraps it around, and then gets 2 blocks of wood and goes back and forth, and then flattens it and makes it nice and sticks to the string. They say the new strings you should fire them a few times to, I don't know, stretch the strings, something like that. It's called like seasoning the strings, something like that, prior to putting the nakajikake on there. Is it totally necessary to have? I don't know. I decided to go and test this bamboo bow, and there's another place I want to clean up a bit more and test. And so it's a fantastic bow. And what you want to do is once you see the Yumi bows, they string opposite to natural curvature. Now you want to get 150 millimeter, I would say 15 centimeters at your firing point. So that's right on where that wants to be. I just grabbed a couple old strings when I went to go and fire a bunch of arrows, and I found that the nakajikake I had on it was a bit too thick for the knocks I was utilising. I knew it was a bit too thick, so I was like, oh, I'll give it a go and see where it's going to go. So the first shot was a bit on the wayward side, and hit on the corner there, and so I decided I'll use it just slightly off where I want to be, but it's a little bit thinner there, so then boom, right where I wanted to be. And then I tried on a little bit thicker spot, and it wouldn't sort of release this arrow, and so a bit wayward there. So, and here is way too thick, and that's kind of really old and not that soft. So when it's fairly new, they're quite nice and soft, and with your strings actually, you wouldn't want to place your arrow like that, for instance, because you'll tear off this feather, but rather on this side. So this flat section here is where your arrow is going to go through. Now, that will just slide along the bow there. Now, these old. I could have just changed to one of these and it would have been fine, but the mosquitoes were on me real bad. I was like, all right, I'll get it far closer, and then the mosquitoes were really on me. I'm like, you're doing something about my aim here. But yeah, if I had have changed this string, it had a nice soft, good release. You want it not too tight and not too loose, so it'll be just a nice release, so when you put the arrow on you can pull it back and your arrow won't fall and slide as you're pulling it back. So that nakajikake, it's not totally necessary, but it's really nice to have. So that particular, that's pretty old strings now. They sit in nicely, just pretty much as is. Right, so yeah, that's just the material for nakajikake there, and that's the Nisun Nobi, which is the 221 centimeter standard size Yumi bow. Then you got the 227 centimeters. And what you do is with the curvature of your bow, you get your tape measure and run it along the curvature. And let's see if I can show an example here. 2 hands. It's do this. Oh, this is way cool. I'm going to show this at some stage. Right, let's come up with a plan here. Put that right there. You go in there. You go here. Right, lose that thing. Right, we'll grab this fiberglass bow. I used to have a really wild carbon bow. I don't know where that went. I might have given it to someone. I used to go up and oh, no one knows about that. Someone went up into the mountains and had a blast with that years ago. Anyways, so what you want to do is you want to get a tape measure and run it along here, run it all the way down. That's a 2 meter tape measure, and then you'll find this around 221, 222, something like that in the way of centimeters, and that's that you know is a nummy soon. And if it comes up at around 227, it'll be a knee soon nobby, which is the purple coloured ones. And for Yonsun Nobby, which is 233 centimeters, it's a different color altogether. And you'll find what you're looking for is 150 mil, 15 centimeters here. So if you don't know how to string them, just follow. If you don't know how to tie them, just follow. You can loosen the bottom loop up because they're already set, and see how they wrap them, and then you'll be able to figure out how to wrap your top red piece there as you place it on there, and that'll give you an idea. Somewhere in one of my videos from long ago, I have a video out there how to string a Yumi bow, and that was actually at one of the major shrines. I went there. I think I might have had the Beast that day. That was a brilliant bow, that one. Yeah, I sent that to an American guy, I think, years ago. Okay, so these are the 221s. That's what I'm putting together today, and these are the 227s. Alright. I think I might have to do the EMS thing. I think there's this thing called small packet, but I don't know. It's they keep telling me you just down this. I don't know. Maybe it's just because we're way in the west and you got to use EMS, something like that. So back in the day, the freight was a whole lot cheaper than it is nowadays because of all that introduction of the tentative extra charges and all this kind of stuff. Actually, incidentally, I was able to see the master for some time yesterday, and I asked him about these Mitsugake. I am going to do something about that at some stage. Keep bumping into that. Yeah. Stay. Now, I had around here somewhere some Kyudo gloves, which I did put on the here they are. Now I was asking the master about them. He was talking. I asked him about these protectors here for your left hand, and then I was asking him about these older Mitsugake. I've got a couple of them that I found at an auction house, and you see, I was asking about how do you make them a little bit more supple, because they're made out of deer skin, and he showed me a kettle. He said steam. Oh, he goes, yeah. He grabbed this kettle, and he said, so you boil water and then you run these over in the steam, and you can soften them up. What is that, eh? It's still pretty good, but I reckon it could be even better, because like I felt the new ones. I used to sell the new ones. Generally the us Gaijin savages have larger hands, so I was selling the 9s and 10s generally, but they had to be, they can still do it, but they have to be they have to be ordered and especially made. So that's what. It just took some time, you know, going to see the master, coming back and ordering, and then I got his number and all, and can go through all that. Right, okay. Go right there, and there are some of those. I was asking him about those left-hand protectors too. He's got ones that are similar to that, but way better. All right, so let's put this over here. Right, you can go right there. Now, yeah, as you can see, this bow is actually really good, and I plan on presenting this. I'm thinking of putting both of these together. This is probably around a 21 kilo pull weight, something like that. Now the string line, it's nice to the right for a right-hander. You don't want them right in the center. You don't want them way too far. This is a good location for this stringing right here. So it's a real nice bow. And you wanna, if you're gonna buy a bow, yeah, you wanna have it tested. This fires nicely. It's got good power, and yeah, some thick stuff there. Good power going through there. Right, now I had another bamboo bow, and I figured I've tested quite a few over the years, and this particular one I wanted to test, and it felt good. It felt like if you feel in here, and if it starts to feel like it's sitting up, it means it's breaking away. It's starting to break away. So this one itself, when I went to string it, I'm like, wow, this thing's a really powerful bow, and it split. There you go. It wasn't so long ago, but it was a real powerful bow, and that's what happened. So this bow's had too much age in it, and you know, you want to keep them in a, I say keep them in a fairly, wipe them down every now and again, and try to keep them in a fairly temperate kind of room temperature. It's not totally necessary, but if you do keep them in a fairly a temperature that doesn't fluctuate too much, you find they're constructed of a few, sometimes 7, sometimes 5, all depends on the type of construction for them. But this one here, I reckon I might be able to do the same thing in the future, or maybe I just keep this as an example. I mean, you could buy a bow and first time you go to string it, boom, it just does that. So it takes time to test and all, but it's fun.